Hello, my Starways. We are going to talk about The Notebook with Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. I know it's Tuesday. Forgive me, y'all. James Garner and Gina Rowlands. Okay, so the story basically starts off where they go on a date after he tells her to be on a date with him, even though she said no to him plenty of times. So he said he'll be anything that she wants him to be, and the mom doesn't like it. And she's like, "Chill, mom." And the mom's like, "Bro, he's not right for you. He's poor." She's like, "I love him, mom." Okay, so the reason why I kind of wanted to talk about The Notebook is because this is a controversial take on the movie, but I really don't like The Notebook. It's not one of my favorite Nicholas Sparks movies. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I might get canceled for this. Maybe not. IDK. Maybe there's other people with similar opinions to mine. But growing up, I saw this movie and I did not like the movie because of certain things that happened in the movie. They, I can't spoil it, but I'm gonna have to spoil it throughout reviewing this movie. So, in order to make sense. So we'll see how that goes. Which I find this ironic because this is one of my family members' favorite movies. She might come after me for this. I'm scared. Okay, so after some time, the girl moves back and then she meets this guy during the war. And Noah goes to war as a soldier. She sees him after he talks to her. She thinks he's hot. They go on a couple of dates and he's extremely dashing. James Marsden was perfect for this role. Honestly, funny, sweet, loyal, etc. And everything her parents could want for her, which is a rich man. She knows. He asks her to marry him. She says yes, but you could tell she's hesitated. And Noah actually, Ryan Gosling's character, Noah, actually sees Allie again, which is Rachel McAdams' character. He practically goes to the back of the bus to make sure that he's seen her again. He's flabbergasted that he's seen her again. And he goes to the bus bus driver and is like, "Yo, stop the bus." The dude's like, "No, are you crazy?" Sorry, I was gonna say, he runs off the bus and then nearly gets ran over, I think twice in this movie. And he sees her, goes into this restaurant. He's still chasing after her. But he thinks he lost her. And, he's like, "Where did she go? Where did she go? Am I crazy? Am I cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or what or not?" And he sees her kissing her fiance, Lon. And Noah's all sad and stuff. And she's just happy with Lon and But there's a whole crazy storyline to this. Anyway, he goes back to working where he's at, and he's working on this house that she said that she wanted, which was a white house with blue shutters and a white porch that wraps around the whole house. And this dude, controversial take, manic, depressive, or psychotic, to even think even doing this would get the girl of your dreams to come back with you. Alright, IDK, this dude was persistent from the start. Anyway, so Allie is trying on the wedding dress in front of her, I guess, bridesmaids and her mom. IDK if these are actually her friends or just rich socialite acquaintances, to be honest. This lady holds up the newspaper that changes Allie's life, and she basically reads it. And I don't know, she kind of basically reads it. She kind of goes through the news, and then she sees Noah's picture, which kind of bring her back. Her mom is in shock. This girl literally sees this picture and freaking faints, which is saying something. And I guess in the aftermath, she goes home, I guess. I don't know, there's something about this room is extremely foreshadowing, considering that one of her outfits that she wears on a date with him is red. Yep, all her fits are red. but she obviously is conflicted with her fiance and Noah, which is saying something because Noah has Martha with him, and this girl actually lies to her fiance saying that she wants to paint, which is kind of like a bullshit lie. Anyway, so she goes back and sees the house, or importantly Noah, and Noah actually for some weird reason is actually at the house, which I thought was a little strange. I don't know, fate or destiny, I guess you could have it. She sees the house, it's glorious. He comes out, thinks he's freaking hallucinating. I find funny, I think he's cuckoo. She addresses him and says hello, and he's just in shock. And I can't remember word for word they said, but he crashes a car.
Men.
They eventually end up talking. They meet up, talk, I guess. He says her this. She's like, what? In shock. He tells her this, and I don't know, they kiss, which is unbelievable. I disapprove of this movie personally. Maybe it's because I know that this movie was made by a Christian author, that he came up with this movie or book, and I don't know. I just disapprove of this one. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I kind of personally prefer. Oh God, if I get into this, I'm gonna be reviewing the author really, and I don't want to. But look, I just like his other movies. Okay, his other movies were more wholesome, I guess, because the characters do have a choice, and they choose to do the right thing. Which I know in every book he writes, he's not gonna write the characters the same way. Maybe that's just me looking at the movie in a childish frame of mind, though, even though I'm an adult. I don't know. Back to the movie. Anyway, so Martha comes around, and then, like, she finds out that Noah, well, she finds out basically that Noah, like, slept with his first love again, which kind of sucked for her, even though she knew she wasn't the woman in his eyes every time they were together. So he kind of like tries to like turn her down a bit, maybe too roughly in my opinion. But Allie kind of comes around and saves the day and be generous to her, be kind to her, and tell her to like come on in, like get to know her at least as a person. Which I thought was such a difference in how Noah was treating her versus how Allie was treating her. Concerning him trying to break it off with her. She's a lot more nicer to her than he was to her, I think, in my opinion. Martha definitely deserved better. Anyway, back to the story. So the mom shows up. I'm surprised her mom didn't kick her ass. After Noah and Allie have been sleeping together, she's been cheating on Lon with him. And he basically says this quote to her, which is confusing to every girl out there. Sorry, I couldn't resist laughing. Her mom like gives her like a bunch of old ass letters that Noah had been sending her for like a year that she never got. Her mom is the villain in this. I do not care what you say. I know her little backstory is meant to soften the blow, but still, I still consider her a villain in my eyes, I guess. Or maybe more like an anti-villain. Yeah. Anyway, the girl reads the letters. She starts crying. I think she goes through all of them. She goes back to the inn where she said that she was telling her husband she's been staying at because she said she wanted to learn how to paint again. He gets mad or disappointed, really. As he should. King that he is. Like, look at this man. James Marsden is handsome. The only thing that they did right for this man was let him be with someone else in another Nicholas Sparks movie. Anyway, Noah is like moping around sad because Allie may never come back to him because she said that she's gonna go meet up with Lon. And then he hears the car. He goes outside and he sees Allie with all her suitcases. He's thinking that she's like not back for real, and she actually is. She shrugs her shoulder as if like, they didn't want me, when really it was her choice. Personally, I disagree with her choice. I don't know. first loves. Sometimes they're just meant to be your first love. But I do applaud her in staying with her choice. And she goes and hugs him, and they have a good life together. I don't know, I kind of really wanted to talk about this movie because it's such a controversial take for me, probably, and or maybe other like-minded people. I know that probably my generation and probably older or maybe younger, I don't know, might think that this movie is really romantic. Um, I don't know. To me, as a kid, it did not look like romance. It kind of looked like her choosing inevitability of opposites attract. I mean, considering that in the beginning of the movie, they would always fight. They would argue like half of the time that they've been together. I don't know, man. The way that the book presents itself and the way that the movie presented itself, the book seemed like they were more compatible. The movie makes it seem like they're toxic. Feel free to sound off in the comments. There's gonna be like hopeless romantics telling me what's what. Anyway, so the real ending of the movie was actually these two, or the man recounting the story to his friend, which is endearing, but then we find out the truth. The movie. Oh boy, it's a wild ride. I'm gonna let the rest of the scenes play out for now. This movie is like in 2004, so spoilers, as you guys already know. As always with my Monday movie couple reviews and Sunday anime couple reviews. This part was really sad because, as you guys can figure out for yourselves, Allie has, I think, dementia or Alzheimer's, I can't remember. This scene was kind of heartbreaking. He isn't allowed around Allie as much anymore, and then so he sneaks past. He lets him sneak past her so that he can see his wife, and she finds him laying down in bed with his wife like he always does, and put it quite frankly, they're no longer breathing, which I found very sad. Such a sad ending to this story. I know it's supposed to be meant as romantic, and can't help but to see it differently. I don't know. Like I said, my take on the Notebook is very controversial. Quite honestly, little kid me was actually wondering if it was kind of a karmic ending for them both. I still somewhat think of it the same way, but not in a judgmental, condescending way like I did as a kid. They made their bed and they laid in it. I personally think that A Walk to Remember is a better book to hold to a good, wholesome standard for kids and adults alike. But that's just my personal opinion. There may be other books that I haven't read by Nicholas Sparks. I think in some way the movie is still enjoyable though. Let me know what you think in the comments. Peace.